It's by Ministries, the Minister of Consumer Services.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm very pleased to rise in the House this afternoon to report on the important steps our government is taking to review Ontario's Condominium Act 1998. This month, Speaker, we will begin the second of a three-stage collaborative public engagement process of the Condominium Act review. Speaker, the condominium market has changed dramatically since the Act came into effect over a decade ago. Today, about 1.3 million Ontarians, a number, Speaker, equal to the population of Manitoba and almost 10% of the population of the province of Ontario, are people living in condominiums. And more than half of the new homes built in Ontario are indeed condominiums. That's why, over the past 6 months, we have undertaken a comprehensive review of the legislation that governs the rights and responsibilities of condominium owners, developers, corporations, and board of directors, and establishes a number of protections for buyers. In Stage 1, working with the Canada's Public Policy Forum, this stage recognized leaders in innovation public engagement. We asked Ontario's condominium community to tell us what they thought of the Act. We asked them, Mr. Speaker, and we heard from the following. More than 500 people at 5 public information sessions across Ontario, including one I hosted in my riding, Speaker, in Pickering-Scarborough East. A residents panel, 36 condominium owners and residents randomly selected from across all of Ontario, Speaker. Also, a 25-member stakeholders roundtable, and the people and the organizations who sent over 400 emails, including 180 submissions to the Ministry of Consumer Services, Speaker. This process was not limited to existing condominium owners or stakeholders. Every citizen of Ontario was invited to participate, and indeed hundreds of them did just that, hundreds. Mr. Speaker, members of the Ontario condominium community, including owners and prospective owners, residents, board members, developers, managers, lawyers, people with an interest in the sector, and others, shared their issues with us and their ideas for solving the problems. Permit me to summarize a few of them. People want to see improved qualifications and professional standards for condominium managers. They also seek support for condominium boards of directors, including knowledge of the Act and their rights and responsibilities, particularly for first-time directors. They seek more efficient means of resolving disputes between owners and boards of directors, including the enforcement of rules and the responsibilities as set out in the Condominium Act. And they want sales documents for condo units to be supported by summaries that are clear and explain key information to the buyers. As well, Mr. Speaker, members of the residents panel proposed 7 core values that should guide the changes to the Act that will be coming forward, Speaker. And these are well-being, fairness, informed community members and stakeholders, responsiveness, strong communities, financial sustainability, and last but not least, effective communications. There are some issues we can move on, perhaps some quicker than others where there's consensus, speakers. The general level of agreement that exists within the condo community is very encouraging to see, and this review is being driven by the very people who will be affected by the results. Mr. Speaker, this collaborative public engagement process has given us the kind of grassroots input that is at the very heart of a democratic process. And it continues, Speaker. In January, the Public Policy Forum, this past January, released a report of all the findings from Stage 1 of the review, and we are accepting public comment on the report until March 11th of this month. The public can provide comments at any time during the review. Starting this month, Speaker, in Stage 2, experts in condominium issues will review the report and the public comment it generates. They will expand on the work developed, and options will be put forward for recommendation to update the Act. The experts represent a diverse spectrum in the condominium sector, Speaker. Their options and recommendations report is expected to be available for public comment by the end of this summer. At that point, Mr. Speaker, we will be ready to begin the third and final stage of our Condo Review Act. In Stage 3, we'll convene the residents panel once again to review the experts' options and recommendations report. Condominium residents and other stakeholders will have the opportunity to review and provide comments in the fall of this year, Speaker, before it's presented to government and the condominium sector. In the end, we all want a condominium market that is safe and well-informed. We need to get this right so that we have long-term solutions as well as perhaps some short-term wins here, Speaker. And we are confident, Mr. Speaker, that the people of this province will continue to work with us to achieve that very end. Thank you very much.